Spiritual Teaching 240. Love each other. 1. Prepare yourselves, because on this day I tell you, he who believes in Mary must believe in her purity, because she was chosen among all women, to be the symbol of immaculate perfection as a woman and as a mother. She had to be in the world the example of tenderness, love, meekness, and chastity. 2. She is the perfect model for every woman, because the mission of all is delicate, noble, and selfless to the point of sacrifice. Your breast should harbor the best feelings. Man is formed in it. The woman awakens the heart of the child to love, guides the feelings of the child on the path of good, wipes her tears when he cries, and comforts him when he suffers. It is the mother who teaches the man the first sentence and reveals the existence of the Creator. Until the end of the earthly journey, the shadow of the mother accompanies the man, just as Mary, at the foot of the cross, attended the sacrifice of the beloved Son and received the spoils in her lap of the one who gave his life for the love of men.
3. The spiritual mission of the woman is great. Her heart, her mind, her bosom are delicate. All her fibers are delicate. Only thus can she be able to carry out her high mission and drink her bitter cup. 4. Bodily men and women are different, but spiritually they are equal. They are all spirits who strive for perfection. 5. I have placed woman at the right hand of man to sweeten her existence, to fill her with charm. 6. He is the man in the life of the woman, shield, guardian, her Lord, because in her I have put my light, my law, my strength.
7. Thus I have united you in this world, outlining the path that you must follow. 8. Know yourself, and then you can give examples and teachings to your brothers. 9. You are in front of men of different beliefs, living with them in the same world. But do not get up to teach if you are not practicing my doctrine before. First come to the conviction of what you have learned so that you can be the teachers. Do not deceive yourselves, nor forge yourselves complications. 10. Carry in your spirit my fundamental revelations, so that they serve as the norm in your life. 11. Obtain through this spiritual teaching the knowledge necessary for the life of the Spirit. Be alert, because on your way you will find many virgins about spiritualism, and you must be prepared to not follow a wrong path. 12. Maintain the proper preparation so that at any time in your life you find yourself willing to leave this world. 13. Know that the Spirit will not be able by its immediate presence in the spiritual world to enjoy that eternal happiness that you dream, just as he will not suffer eternally for his faults, because you already know the basis of my doctrine, that it is love. Therefore each one will receive according to their acts and regrets, and this will awaken in the Spirit his ideal of perfection even greater. 14. Nor do you think that in the course of material life is where the Spirit enjoys happiness or suffers pain. 15. The Spirit is purifying and perfected because of its intuition and my revelations that tell him that he comes from the divine and he will have to return to her. 16. That is why I grant the Spirit all the opportunities it needs to obtain its development and achieve its eternal happiness in me. 17. Spiritualism is the revelation that discovers and teaches you everything of how much you have and carry inside. It makes you recognize that you are God's work, that you are not only matter, that there is something about your flesh that raises you above the level of the nature that covers you and above the filthiness of your passions. 18. When men reach spirituality, every precept and every maxim will be part of the light of their awareness. Although your memory does not retain a single phrase or a single word of my teaching, it will carry its essence within his being because he has understood it, because he feels it and practices it. 19. The spiritualist must be the pure Christian, the one who recognizes and practices the doctrine of Christ, the divine teacher, who redeemed men in their tireless desire to bequeath to humanity their own kingdom of love, to make them a great family. 20. Now in the third era, illuminated by the light of the Holy Spirit, you recognize that the doctrine that I have given in the 3 eras has had the same principles, and that only the outer form of my manifestations is the one that has changed from time to time. 21. Thus, in the first era, there was such simplicity in your life and in your heart. You were so close to nature that in accordance with all this I manifested myself. In radiant nature you saw and felt my presence, and your spirit was absorbed in the contemplation of the wonders through which you understood the will of your Lord. 22. In the second era, when selfishness had already germinated in the heart of humanity and the understanding of men had awakened to evil, I came to be born within you to make you understand that what you were practicing as a worship of the divine and the works that you manifested for others, they were not what I had ordered you, and therefore it would not lead to your salvation. What you were doing was only an apparent fulfillment before men, but you had hypocrisy and selfishness in your heart. 23. It was necessary for Jesus to show you the principles that you should follow and from whom you have turned away. 24. I showed you all my meekness, my love, my wisdom and charity, and I drained before you the cup of pain, so that your heart would be moved and your understanding would awaken. It was necessary that hearts were born to good, and the pain of seeing myself crucified for love of them was like a thorn that reminded them that all of you must suffer for love to reach the Father. My promise to all who would like to take up their cross and following me was eternal peace, the supreme well-being that has no end in the Spirit. 25. My promise at this time stands. It is the same, but you will not truly enjoy it until you are purifying. 26. From the time when I wrote with my blood in your consciousness my law of love and justice, to the present time you live, I find your spirit evolve. His capacity and understanding is greater. His faculties and powers are about to receive my new revelations in you. 27. Today, by yourselves, you know how to separate the false beliefs from the true ones. However, it is time to test the spirit, because ideas, theories, doctrines, religions and sciences have risen from everywhere, whose strength sometimes weakens the spirit of the weak who do not know which way to go. 28. This time is decisive, because men will take definitive steps on the spiritual path. 29. Many bands of darkness will fall, fanaticism and idolatry will disappear. Many visions will be erased of the past, and traditions will be uprooted. Then everything that is transitory will be dropped. 30. My children, be satisfied with your position. Do not be envious of those who live better than you. Think that in humility you remember me more and you serve me better. 31. Take a good look at where you are going, in what form you take life, and what you do with goods that I put at your fingertips. 32. I give you my love. My love is with you. 33. Whoever doubts Christ manifested in this third era will also doubt Christ as man in the second era, because my love and my essence are the same. If you want to have a greater understanding of the legacy that the Divine Master left you then, you must observe how, as the evolution of your spirit has allowed it, my wisdom and my revelations have been manifesting in your life with greater clarity. 34. If you want to penetrate into the mystery of the teaching that I want you to know, destroy in yourself the fear of what is unknown. Prepare yourselves with spirituality, which is respect and humility, and I will reveal much to you. When the eyes of your spirit are open, You will see Christ walking the streets of pain of the needy, carrying still his cross of love and shedding his blood on so many miseries of this humanity. You will see the Master pouring out his charity in each. You will discover that also in the spiritual he surrounds himself with disciples who eagerly listen to his word, his lessons, with whose inspiration they illuminate themselves to later send their light to those who live in darkness. 35. This is how you will see him if you know how to penetrate the spiritual. Thus you will know your Lord a little more. If you try to understand, you will find the Holy Spirit in the light of wisdom that springs from the divine word. There you will know him as infinite intelligence, as spiritual grace that enlightens you, consoles you, and saves you. 36. That is why when you hear this word through the spokesperson, I tell you to look for its meaning, because in it there is the essence of my doctrine. 37. When you have penetrated into the word that Christ as man and as spirit has given you, you will have reached the knowledge of what your God is, of the Trinity of manifestations, and then you will truly love him. You will believe in him in all the ways that he has come to you. 38. When you have reached that elevation, you will be like those elevated spirits who as teachers invisibly come to illuminate the understandings of men to lead them on the path of good. You will not manifest by taking human brains, but you will exert good influence on all who prepare in this world. You will illuminate them and you will inspire. Your communication will be from spirit to spirit, and when you have accomplished that mission, it will present one more rung to climb. Thus, through this path, it is how the spirits reach the bosom of the Father, purifying themselves, perfecting itself until being able to merge in the pure light of the divine Spirit. 39. I will prepare you from now on for the next step that you are going to climb. I am not talking about others, because they would not understand. It is enough that you know that there are 7 stages or steps that you have to go through. In each they will find a grace for your spirit that will help you to take the next step until you reach the presence of God and the fulfillment of my promises to those who follow me to the end. 40. Your thinking does not manage to understand this whole lesson, because even when you think that you see, you imagine me as a being similar to you in material form. But no one expects to join his material body to inhabit eternally in my breast. That is not the resurrection of the flesh that the apostles told you about. Just the Spirit in you will know eternity after having arisen again and again on earth through different subjects, and then of having spiritually walked the path to the end. 41. The final judgment, as humanity has interpreted it, is a mistake. My judgment will not be 1 hour or 1 day. He has been weighing on you for a long time. But truly I tell you, dead bodies are and have gone to merge into their own nature, because what is of the earth, to the earth will return, just as the spiritual will seek its home, which is my bosom. But I also tell you that in your judgment, you will be your own judges, because your conscience, knowledge, and intuition will tell you to what extent you are worthy and in what spiritual abode you must live. You will clearly contemplate the path you must follow, because upon receiving the light of my divinity, you will recognize your acts and you will judge your merits. 42. In the spiritual valley there are many confused and disturbed beings. Take my message and my light to them when you enter it. 43. From now on you can practice that form of charity, through prayer, with which you can establish communication with them. Your voice will resonate where they live and will awaken them from their deep sleep. Then it will make you cry and wash away with the cry of repentance. In that instant they will have received a ray of light, because then they will understand their past vanities, their mistakes, their sins. 44. How great is the pain of the spirit when the consciousness awakes. How then does he humble himself before the eyes of the supreme judge? How humble sprout from the most intimate of your being the requests for forgiveness. the promises, the blessings for my name. There he recognizes the spirit that he cannot approach the perfection of the Father, and turning his gaze to earth, where he did not know how to take advantage of the time and the tests that were an opportunity to approach the goal, ask for one more subject, to atone for faults and perform unfulfilled missions. 45. Who did justice then? Was it not the same Spirit who made his judgment? 46. My spirit is a mirror in which you have to contemplate yourself, and he will tell you the state of purity that you keep. My law is always the same. It is not less intense sometimes than others. It is your spirit that reflects sometimes better than others the light of the Lord. This is according to the evolution that your spirit has reached. 47. As soon as you find yourselves in spirit before yourselves, your consciousness will illuminate you. It will clear your memory, and you will remember what is forgotten. Why then do you fear my justice? If you are not going to receive more than what you deserve, why not fear your actions from now on? See with how much goodness I let your understanding understand the mystery of what your judgment is. 48. Stay away from fanaticism, which is very far from the truth. Meditate on my teachings that contain a doctrine of peace, light, and blessing. 49. If you forget those who have passed to the spiritual valley, the Master forgets none. 50. Also in the spiritual there are those who sleep, those who have closed their eyes to the light of truth, and those who wander, dragging chains of remorse, embarrassment, and pain. 51. I have called you to tell you that you can not only do good by healing the sick and pointing the way to your brothers who live with you on earth, but also the beings who live in the hereafter. Among them are the sick, the lost, those in need of love and comfort. They are the ones who purify themselves in the pain to come clean to my presence. But you can help them in their atonement with your prayers, with your charity and noble thoughts, and you will shorten their time of bitterness. 52. My doctrine of universal love will unite and bring closer all spirits without distinction of worlds, and will make beings love each other with spiritual love. 53. Legions of beings in darkness come among humanity like storm clouds, causing disorders, disturbing the minds and darkening the hearts of men, and having this humanity weapons to defend itself of these snares. Some do not know how to wield them, and others do not even feel they have them. 54. In wars, in homicide, and in low passions, there is the influence of these forces. You who have opened your eyes to the light, and that know the spiritual weapons of love and justice that I have entrusted to you, pray for the world and for the spiritual world. Reconcile those who hate each other. Teach them to love, forgive, and pray. 55. But keep in mind that the good works that you do on earth will be light that illuminates the troubled spirits, and your prayers will be balm for them to ease their trouble. Fight the temptations and bad inspirations for you to experience the triumph of light. 56. Get ready, that the message that you will have to take to humanity will be so that it knows its attributes and some unknown powers and others in development. 57. With good works you will teach, restoring health to the evicted of science, and saving the spirit that men had set condemned to eternal punishment. Both will see the splendor of my work, and from their eyes the bandage of darkness will fall. 58. It is the time when I will let myself be seen, when I will make myself felt in everyone, and when I will speak to the world. 59. I tell you on this day, blessed are those who follow the example of Mary on their way, bearing the purity in her spirit. Mary is purity and tenderness. Whoever loves her, imitate her in this. It will be useless to repeat her name or say that you love her, if your actions do not correspond to those words. 60. Recognize true human and spiritual values. not to let yourself be seduced by the false splendor of earthly glories. Your light can discover everything that is false. See that there are many works that pretending purity only enclose darkness, and they lead you down dark paths that seemingly shine. 61. Understand then you, through whom I communicate, the responsibility that you have contracted to show in your life, in your conduct and in your trials, a course worthy of the words that your lips bore into the moments of my communication. The people have their eyes fixed on you, hoping that in your actions you will show spiritual elevation. You must be like a clean mirror, because if the actions of those who have not listened to me in this time and servants of God are appointed, they are not always lawful. The world sees them without being surprised. But if these same illegal acts, he sees them in you, there will be surprise in those who observe you, because they will not conceive that carrying this grace in you, you can still do actions contrary to the doctrine that you have received. The Master tells you, from the moment you have made the intention to follow me, beware of the scandal. See that your spirit since that day has renounced everything that could harm it. You have to persevere in the path of good, feeling all your responsibility. If you are serving me, if you have abandoned yourselves to my will, it is because you have recognized that you are fully certain of the truth of my communication, and there is no doubt in you. 62. When I have seen you delivered in this way to my service, I have told you that you are doing a great work of charity in your brothers. I have already told you that this spiritual fulfillment does not prevent you from fulfilling any of the human duties. Nobody try to complicate the simplicity of my doctrine. You give the essence of my teaching and let men be inspired by it. 63. How extraordinary it seems to you that my divine will has been unified with your understanding. To what I tell you, which is the most natural, in the case of God, who is spirit, and man, who by his spirit is similar to his creator, you would like to penetrate many mysteries that you still cannot know, and I only tell you that it will not be science that will reveal them to you, but the Spirit out of love for your Creator. 64. Manifest my work with the same simplicity with which I have given it to you, and your brothers will understand it thanks to the evolution they have achieved. And when your actions can show that you are worthy of the greatness that you receive, your work will be wonderful, and man will believe in me through you. 65. I receive in me your spirit so that it may leave its fatigue and the troubles of the world. 66. You come from different points in search of my lesson and my peace. When you hear my word, you feel the paternal warmth and stills your heart. 67. There is no shortage of people who would like to follow you to the place where I give you my word, but fear of the world stops them. Others look at you with contempt, still hearing like an inner voice that tells them that the path is safe where you go, and that is the one that leads to the truth. Still listening to the voices of triggered elements and events extraordinary that proclaim that a new time has come, the time of judgment, the forerunner of the time of grace. In all places on earth and in all hearts, I have manifested myself. I speak to you by inspiration, by intuition, and by dreams or revelations. 68. I am preparing future generations who will not waver between doubt and faith, and who will give their true value and interpretation to the scriptures of the books that I will leave you. 69. They will announce the fulfillment of the prophecies of the early days. 70. I will leave the writings of this time under your responsibility, so that you can make them known to all those who have not heard my word. Your real fight will come after my departure. 71. My doctrine, your worship, and your practices will be a judge for all those who come to you from sects and religions to scrutinize. It will not be necessary for you to point out their mistakes. On the contrary, you will welcome them sincerely and in love, you showing my work in all its parts. My peace be with you.